So we're the only weirdos at the beach.
The other weirdos just left.
Yeah. This week's video is about our beach area and someplace that we plan to and have been frequenting to go paddleboarding or swimming or just to take the dogs to the beach. So I've been going down since about end of April and just kind of watching what's going on with the water and just the changes in the creek as the snow melted off the mountains, and that's kind of what I wanted to share with you this week. Okay, so Crawford Creek meets Kootenai Lake at Crawford Bay. That was a tongue twister. So I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to give you an update as to what the creek looks like from our favorite spot when we come down to the beach. Okay, so we still have a pretty wide river. The water level is probably similar to what we had a few weeks ago. So it's still raging pretty good. Wrigley, don't go in there. Wrigley, don't go in there. I'm going to take him down to the lake, Bart, where there's no rushing water. Okay, so we're just going to go down here. So the creek is filling in. It's very wide. Normally that second half over there is not there. And the water level, I'm going to put my glasses on to go out in the sun here, is pretty much maybe a little higher than you would expect it to be at this time of year. So our beach is not as big as it once was. Hang on, I gotta retrieve my dogs. It scares me to death that my dogs are gonna jump into the water here. Look at that current. The water running over the trees and over the deadfalls. And here comes the dogs because I stopped the video. No, Bailey, stay away from the edge. Another vantage point of the creek, a little further up from where we usually take our swimming. In fact, the sandbar we will often let the dogs run loose on, it's not even there right now. There's one sandbar, but that's not the one So the water level is still rising. Same vantage point. This is our little picnic area we like to use. Not sure if you can tell how deep the water is, but normally these pebbles that are underwater are usually above water, and the area that we would walk across, I'm not sure how high that's going to come on my body. I don't want to find out either. So the spring melt is not done yet. It's the beginning of June, and the water is still rising. So, yeah. Let's see if I can get around to the beach. So a week ago, that was beach, and I could walk around this grassy point to get over to where the beach is. So we're going to go over there. So like I said, last week, I could walk around that point. Those concrete blocks were not in the water, but they are now. Yeah, water's deep there, Bailey. She loves the water as long as her paws are touching the bottom. You get that stick, Bailey? Go get it. Go get it. No? Is it too deep? All right. So normally these blocks are out of the water. But not right now. We'll have to see how far up this water goes, but the end of June. And they'll start dropping in July, I guess. Well, the water has subsided a little bit. I'm having a bad hair day. Anyways, the water has subsided a little bit. I'll just turn this around a second. We're starting to see some of the little, bits of beach showing up here. So there's a little bit of an island. Still got a fair bit of water coming in around the other side of it. The creek's quite deep. Wrigley tried to go across there. Wrigley, come here. Wrigley, come here. So Wrigley decided she was going to go over to that little sandbar over there. And she's a little bit wet. She had to do some swimming. Bailey was smart. Bailey tends to sort of test the waters, and if her feet aren't touching, she doesn't go any further. She's pretty smart that way. Yeah, she doesn't like to swim. Anyways, which is weird because I'm pretty sure there's lab in her. She loves the water, but her feet need to be on the ground at all times. Okay, we're going to carry on our walk here.
Well, hello everybody. We are closing in on the middle of June, and this will be my first time actually going down to the lake to relax for the afternoon. It is currently sitting at 10 to 4 p.m. but the sun's shining. We're sitting around 28, 29 degrees Celsius, and we got the dogs packed up. I don't know if you can see them back there, and wifey's over here.
You cut me off.
Sorry, I'm driving, so I'm just like doing this blindly. Anywho, we're just gonna go and enjoy the lake. Apparently the beach is not what it was last year. The water is a little bit higher. So
like I've been reporting.
Well, Miriam's been recording that.
Yeah.
Or reporting. And we'll see where we are. Depending on what beach we go to.
It's been a couple of weeks since I've been to the beach. It's pretty warm at our place. It's a little windy down here, but still pretty warm. And we're just gonna take a look. It's not much of a beach, but Brent, we're gonna go straight ahead. Bailey, come on. And give you a report on that. We're going straight on what's been going on since I last checked in. I think it's been a couple weeks. I lost track. Bailey, come here. Don't bother the people. Oh, there's a big log there. I'll show you that in a minute. Actually, I think, although it's still kind of a raging river and quite deep for a creek, I think it's gone down a little bit. Maybe. I'll give it a maybe. All right. We're just doing a short walk here. So I don't think the water's rushing as much, but it sure is high. Water's a little high, eh?
Yeah, a lot high. Now they've both been in.
Yeah.
Wrigley just stuck to the shore. Bailey just dove in.
Yeah, of course she did. Yeah, so the water's really, really high. Let's go over here, Wrigley. Come on. Well, it's been up as high as here, too.
Oh, yeah.
Get going, dog. So this is our usual spot where we like to come and sit with the dogs when the beach is busy in the summer.
Okay, yes, this is our usual spot, but this little, I guess, peninsula just over here, about 100 feet away, that used to be, we'd have maybe a foot and a half deep, about 20 feet wide, of a stream coming into the lake.
Yep.
And we'd be able to get onto that peninsula. And then that would be one giant sandbar.
Yep.
For 100 yards. This year it's different.
Well, the water level will drop too.
Oh yes, it
starting
will.
at the end of this month.
But yeah, this is, every year is different.
Oh, it is. Mother Nature's weird that way. With this wind, I'm not so sure about pumping up the paddleboard. We'll see.
Yeah, it's very windy. I think the paddleboard would be a bad idea too.
I don't know. Maybe I'll pump it up anyways and just sit on it. Okay, come on girls, let's go. No, Bailey, not that way.
When I think of Bailey answering our questions, I think of Kaylin and Parker. It's like, I just want to go this way. Oh, let's go this way.
You mean Kaylin and Parker, my grandsons?
Do you know another Kaylin and Parker?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I have to
good.
think.
So there is only one of each
Yeah.
that we know of. Currently.
So the sand is quite wet. So I'm guessing, ouch, that the water was up this high. And when I was here last time, I showed you the concrete blocks. Now there's one completely underwater, the second one is half underwater, and the third one's in the water. And this tree was not here.
Yeah, it's a fairly large tree.
Neither were these chunks of wood. That's one piece of big beaver wood.
Yeah, the beaver that was hauling that, that's muscles.
Oh, Bailey.
Yeah, the beach is pretty close to the same spot that it was for the last couple of years. Although it might be a little bit shorter.
Well, you can see where...
Well, we can see the drop off about 30 feet offshore where it drops down. But then again, we could walk out waist deep 150, 200 feet straight out.
Yeah.
So, although the water looks a little darker,
I think it's all the gunk. Because there's a dark strip and then there's a lighter. Okay, do you want to go get the stuff?
Water does its own thing. Yeah, let's go get the stuff.
Okay. So we're the only weirdos at the beach.
The other weirdos just left.
Yeah. It is kind of late in the day. It's off 4:30. It's a little choppy out there. I'm going to attempt to pump up this paddleboard in a little bit. I'm just looking at the bag of my paddleboard, seeing what's wrong with it. So I brought sacrificing the blanket from the back of the truck. It can be washed. Hey Wrigley, you can wash it. Because Brent needs a new chair.
Yes, I do.
Because he's using my chair because his chair, the bottom of it broke out finally.
Although that was from my Aunt Diane, who gave that to me probably a good 10 years ago. And it was a special chair.
I think it was longer than that because I think you've had it since before we got together.
No, actually we got it while we were together.
Oh, okay.
It might have been early in our relationship, but it was probably 15 or 20 years old when she gave it to me. So it lasted a quarter century. Mm-hmm. It was an Outdoors, I believe, brand.
Oh.
Or Outback. Anyways, it was a good chair.
Mm-hmm.
Finally gave up the ghost. And now I need a new one. So, anywho. Cheers, everybody. I thought I was taking a video, but I took a couple of pictures, and at least I was smart enough to realize it this time before I went on for 10 minutes and I'm ranting about nothing. But here we are, my first time to actually relax this summer. Got Wrigley and Bailey. There's Bailey here. She's a dirty dog. She loves being by the lake. Wrigley's all tuckered out. And Miriam is trying to get up her, I guess, courage to get on the paddleboard. She wants to do it, but look at the surf. This is a lake, people. The wind is blowing directly at us. So if she goes out, she's got to paddle for like 10 minutes to get near that sailboat that's moored 300-400 feet offshore. And once she stops paddling, she'll get back to shore real quick. But look at this view. We've got the Fishhawk Marina over on this side, out to Pilot Bay just around the corner there. And then there's the highway right here along the side of the road, side of the lake, running all the way along the side of the lake to Creston. And then directly right there is Gray Creek Store, which I am currently employed at. And somewhere up on one of these bluffs up above, a couple of friends of mine that I currently work with, they have fantastic views, and Jerome's is, I believe it's right up on that point there. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's really hard to get definition from this distance. We're probably about 4 or 5 kilometers away, and I went up there to deliver some building supplies a few weeks back and got a couple of pictures, and it is a phenomenal shot. I'll try and forward that to Miriam, and then she can put a couple of pictures in just so you can see. It's just a unreal view. So we've got, over here we've got the first boat launch right by that buoy. I don't know if you can see it, straight off the point of my finger. There's a small boat launch there. And then there's another one, I think, down towards that little green patch up there. Might be a little further on, that I have not been to yet. I've heard that you need a vehicle with a higher clearance, but I've heard it's also a really good boat launch there. So, yet to be determined on that one. Just loving Kootenai life. And Miriam is going to be unpacking the paddleboard.
Oh, my life jacket is hanging with the wetsuit.
Yeah, life jacket and the wetsuit.
I didn't know where they were for a while.
At least it's not a dry suit, so that's one plus. Yeah, the lake, it's a little on the chilly side right now. But we're in the middle of June and we're sitting about 26, 27 degrees Celsius. This is awesome.
And there's still snow on the peaks.
Yeah, we looked at the Kokanee Glacier this morning, which is just over the mountains this way, just to our west.
There's a mountain in the way.
Yeah, there's a couple of hills and a mountain in the way. But we looked at it and it's like, what a view. We get to live here. Miriam is at the beach. Bailey loves the water. Wrigley likes the water. And Bailey's coming to see why I'm not in the water. Go see Mom. She was actually playing fetch with the sticks. She's bringing them back in and dropping them actually fairly close to her feet. And there goes Miriam on her first paddleboard attempt this year. The wind's fairly strong coming in, so Bailey just wants to be on the board with her, I'm sure. It's not very deep there. It's probably only like 3-4 feet deep where Miriam's at right now. But when Bailey gets to not touching the ground, she just wants to be out there. And you can see the wind is blowing in, but it's blowing that way. So she's going to end up at the point over there towards West Beach. We're on East Beach right now. And she's almost going in. Sorry, it doesn't have a zoom. We got some beached logs here. A few trees that have come down from wherever. And since the wind is blowing this way, they wash up on this beach. So this whole area here is Crawford Bay. Right out at the point there, you go around to the right, which is, we're looking south. You go to the point and head right. You would go across the lake that way to Balfour and then on to Nelson. If you keep going down the lake that way, you get to Creston. And Bailey is a little on the upset side. She's looking at Miriam out there. But it's better when the water is a little bit calmer, shall we say. Both dogs are just staring at her. It's like, I want to go out there, but it's kind of windy. And Wrigley is not a water dog. She likes going in the water to cool down a little bit. Bailey is a water dog, but she doesn't swim unless she actually jumps into a creek or a river and her head goes under, then she starts to swim. But everything's good. These dogs are gonna love it up here.